Alright, so today we're going to review the Potensic Atom 2 drone. You're actually looking at me from the perspective of the drone. I have a lot of drones, but I don't review them very often because I mostly use them as a tool to film me while I'm skateboarding. There are just a few things that I look for a drone. Number one is tracking capabilities. How good is it to act as a secondary cameraman to be able to track me while I'm riding an electric skateboard? That is extremely important to me. There's a lot of nuances to drone tracking and filming someone when they're going really fast. So let's put that to the test real quick. What I have here is a Radiant Mach 1 electric skateboard. This electric skateboard is one of the best electric skateboards on the market that goes extremely fast. I'm going to be zooming around this entire parking lot and try to have that thing follow me and see if it passes the test. If it does, this should be one of the best deals that you can get on the market right now. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so tracking is very easy. All I have to do is to use the screen and then draw a little box around myself, and then it's going to recognize me. And instead of doing spotlight, I'm just going to choose to follow. The drone should be able to follow me now. Okay, so it says I have to be between a -75 to -25 angle for it to track me correctly. Fly the drone 4 meters above the ground. It is 4 meters above the ground. Okay, it's much higher now. It's finally tracking me, I think. And instead of using a box, it's using like a little dot. And I was in sport mode, and as soon as it started tracking me, it went into normal mode, making a turn, making a loop. This is more like a U-turn. Very nice. Tracking me very well. I'm mostly going around 10 miles per hour. It's doing a good job. Do the U-turn. Okay, cool. What I'm gonna do now is to carve a little bit, do a little bit of carving, do a little twists and turns, see if the track is still able to kind of lock onto me. Pretty good. Haven't lost me yet, and I've picked up speed quite a bit, so that's pretty good. I do see that the little green dot that's supposed to be like locked onto me kind of waves in and out. Let's do some bigger turns, bigger carves. Still not bad. And it knows how to catch up. That's very good. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is to go very fast, go at my normal fast speed and see if this thing can catch up. Woo! I was just at the edge of the screen, and it's able to still track onto me, so that's good. Okay, I just want to show you in manual mode, and it's pretty punchy. Look, go up. We have about 36% battery left. Go right, left. There's almost no latency. This is instant. Let's go back. Very, very fast little drone here. Woo! So far, I'm very, very impressed. This is pretty much DJI level quality. Everything from the UI to the touch and feel of the drone to the performance of the drone. Everything feels incredibly good. Okay, now we're at the trail and we're going to try parallel track on the trail. I think if you're getting this drone, you absolutely do need to get the one with the screen. It is so much more convenient. I never have to take out my phone, turn it on, and then link up the cables and snap onto this thing, open up the app, and have the whole remote connect to the phone, connect to the drone. It's just super annoying, right? This thing, you turn it on and it connects directly to the drone. So it's more like a 2-step process rather than a 3-step process. It takes about 20 seconds-ish from turning on to connecting to the drone. Everything is super smooth. This is an Android system. At least I think it's Android. All the menu and stuff does look like it's from Android. The screen could be a little bit brighter. The color reproduction isn't as good under direct sun, but I can see everything clearly. And we're going to fly by pulling down both sticks and then push inwards. Go. Oh, drone, super quiet. Very, very quiet, very snappy. Very snappy, there's no latency. Other cheap drones that I got on Amazon that asked me to do reviews, they all have this really insane latency, but this one doesn't. It's very snappy. Parallel means that it's going to stay on my side. I'm going to go this way and have it track me. This is one of the most important things that I do on my channel, is just to track myself without another person's help, so I can, solo film. And it is incredibly important because it saves so much time. So there's a specific angle that it wants me to be in, -25 to -75. Once you're in that angle, it's all good. So let's track. I'm going roughly at maybe 15 miles per hour. It's tracking me just fine. Pretty good. Also really good signal as well. Picking up a little bit of speed. See if it catches on. So it has directional track, and the directional track is pretty damn good too as well. So right now I'm having it go at roughly a 1 o'clock position, and it's able to kind of track me in this position very well, all the way up to maybe 10 miles per hour. It's able to hold me into middle of the screen. I'm gonna try to speed up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit faster, reaching up to 15 miles per hour. Doing a pretty good job. It's a very windy day. I'm going up to 15 miles per hour. Very, very nice. It's able to keep this orientation, and it does that very well. All the way up to 15 miles per hour. Okay, it takes roughly about 15 to 20 seconds for the drone to restart again with a new battery and connect to the remote.
Alright, before we wrap up, here are the pros about the Atom 2 other than tracking. The Atom 2 has very strong visual signal strength. I got out to 6,000 feet and only lost 1 bar of signal strength, which is crazy good compared to other more expensive drones. The latency is extremely low between signal input and visual output. There's almost no perceptible delay to the visual inputs, even when the drone was about 6,000 feet away from me. It takes about 30 seconds for me to take everything out of the drone bag and another 30 seconds to turn on and link the drone to the remote. It takes about a total of 60 seconds to be ready to fly from the moment I unzip the bag, which is extremely quick. The remote has a very premium screen, and the visual quality is unbelievably clear and crisp. The sport mode is very zippy and fast, especially in changing direction. It's got pretty good punch for a budget drone, and the propeller noise is very low. I feel comfortable flying this in my neighborhood, and most people can even hear it passing overhead. However, there are a few cons if I had to nitpick. The screen on the remote can be a little bit brighter, yet it is still very visible during a sunny day. It's just not as bright as my phone for sure. I can still see everything clearly, but I do wish it to be a little bit brighter. The charging dock takes only this round charge head. I wish it could take USB-C as well, so it will be one less cable that I carry around. And lastly, I wish the autonomous tracking could be just a little bit better. When I put the drone into autonomous tracking, it backs itself out of sport mode into normal mode in order to track. So the drone could fly a little bit faster, it's just the software is a little bit slower. Again, if you fly slightly slower, under 15 miles per hour, this drone is chef's kiss. There's not a single problem with it. If you want to go a little bit faster, grab a friend and have that friend go in sport mode, and this drone will be able to catch you, no problem. For the money, this is a fantastic drone that feels premium, performs premium, but costs like a budget drone. If you're looking for a cheap do-it-all drone to add to your content creation process, then this is the one to get.